y'all. Welcome to episode 171 of Consignment Chats. Y'all, today we are talking about a serious topic. This is a topic that I know hits everybody at some point. It is a well-known disease that resellers get called holy moly, I can't pull my shizzle together.
Anticoagulated all over the place.
I mean, y'all, I'm everywhere right now, and I was talking to the ladies about it today. Usually with three of us, if one of us is down, the other two are there to pull it together. If one of us is in this level, there's always one of us out of the three that can pull us back into the real world. This is the first time in C-Chat's history that the three of us are out of control, are spinning and spinning at the same freaking time.
It is. It's funny. You and I were talking, and you were like, Samantha, I need you to Samantha me. And I'm like, what the bleep are you talking about? I can't Samantha myself. And then Libby pops in, and she's like, oh my God, I feel the same way. And I'm like, this is not good. We've never all been like this before at the same time.
Right? And we're like, we have to record an episode today. And we're like, well, let's just do what we do best and let you know all about us and who we are. And that, yes, we too have life spin out of control. And we've had a lot happen in the last couple of weeks in all of our lives. And so it's time to get back on track. How are we going to do this, ladies?
Can I wait a couple days? Like, I'm not ready to get back on track. I'm not just...
You're enjoying your derailed moment. You want to stay derailed?
I don't know if I'm enjoying it, but I don't see an end in the very near future. So
all right. So I'm rarely like this. Rarely. I am totally off kilter, out of control. I don't even know where to look and put my focus next. And I was wishing on Sunday evening, we started every other week, we do a reseller reset Sunday. Now I'm dependent on it. We did it once and I'm like, oh my gosh, if we had done that Sunday, I would be so much more in control. I needed that. So now that's going to be coming. I can't wait until this coming week where we do it, because I feel like it's going to really set me up for success for the week.
So but for you,
week, I don't know.
For you, Libby, and anybody else out there listening, we don't have to be live in order for you guys to do a reset on Sunday. So next Sunday, when we're not live, I will make sure to text you, and sure you're resetting.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, we've got to. I don't know. There's just so many different things going on in our lives right now. In both businesses, we have a lot of big events, big happenings coming up. I have a lot of imaging, videos, that kind of thing that I have to create on Canva. And I say have to. Yes, I have to. They have due date things that I have to get there. But I like to, so I want to. And I was worried this morning when I woke up and got so overwhelmed that I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot in any way, shape, or form think of my time creating these things as a negative space, because it is my favorite thing to do. And when I found myself this morning borderline, starting to feel negative feelings towards it, I was like, oh, I need Samantha, this can't happen.
Because you've created your life so you can do this. You've created a business, you've created a life so that you can do all these amazing things.
Yeah.
But at some point that switch flipped yesterday, today, last week, and I have to.
Yeah. And that is how I felt. I guess I had a lot going on and I didn't really feel like I did. I thought I scheduled it the best I could. I had something come up and I said, oh, I can't do that Tuesday, but let's do it Wednesday. And they were like, we can make that work. But then come Friday, I was out with my husband. We're having a good afternoon. I'm feeling relaxed. Oh crap, I got to do the live on Friday. And the live is great. And I should never feel like that. And I'm the one that picked the time, for God's sakes. So I don't like being in that space. And we do this so that we aren't in that space, so that we can create our happiness and what we want to do. So What the heck, guys? What the heck?
All right. So reset. I mean, clearly we got to reset this. Like we got to reset this not on a Sunday reset, but right now. This is like a Mayday. Like I feel like Mayday, Mayday. The girls are losing their shizzle. We got to pull this together.
First of all, y'all can't leave me on a Friday ever again. Because did you watch that painful 45 minutes?
We came to join you, and yeah, you were gone. It was you. I was glad you pulled Jill on.
Thank God for Jill. Shout out to Jill, Rusted Truck Relics, one of my besties. She is like never done anything really on camera until we interviewed her a few weeks ago on this show. And then she's definitely never done a live like that. But I sent her the link and she came to my rescue because also shout out to all you people that do these and talk to yourself. Like I had no idea. Yeah, Diamond.
There are a lot of people that do this alone, right? And they do it alone and they do it well, right? So hindsight, Samantha, it's not only that we left on a last minute out of town trip, right? But it was Easter weekend. We didn't think that through. People were with their families. People were, you know what I mean? Like we didn't think that through. So
well, and I was also with my family, and then I like came home to do the live, and then I was just like 45 minutes is a good time. Okay, great. Bye guys. And then I went off and I did more stuff with my family. Like
yeah. I think that was perfect.
I probably should have, and I because I've been in this situation, I do a lot of different things with the business alone, talking to the camera. There was a point in time with C Chats where I did a lot of the episodes solo, but I have to say, I'm not complaining, but my point is, it is a totally different skill set to be on camera with you guys or to just be there talking to the camera yourself. Totally different, like night and day. You can't, it's not like I'm going to go live and by yourself. It's totally different mindset. It's totally different.
And there was like 2 people in the comments, which bless them. Like, thank you, Mom, for showing up. Like, I'd like to, I would like to share this award with like, my mom and Jill were in there. Then Jill came on screen and my mom's like, my computer, she's texting me, my computer's lagging. And I'm like, you're doing great. I don't have the skill set I wanted to list. Like with the 3 of us, we can list things, banter back and forth. And you know, we're sharing that chat time. And if it was just a live that wasn't for viewing later, then it would be okay for me to just list and like as people say things, we chit chat or whatever. Sometimes it's a little silent, but knowing that it was going to be up there later, I was like, crap, I got to keep talking. I still listed like 4 things in 45 minutes, so I feel like that was good, but
good.
I wish I'd talked to you about it beforehand. I didn't even really think about that different.
None of us did. It was a crazy week.
And when we thought about it, we were like, oh, let's go check on Samantha. She's on there on her own. And you had obviously cut off early, which we understood why 100%. But I was like, oh my gosh, we forgot. And she's there all by herself. Let's go.
What he did. It's fine. That one will get 6 views and it will be mostly Jill and all her devices and we'll be good. That's okay.
Good. We're good. We're good.
But that also, it just made me realize like I was literally texting you guys beforehand. We were talking about something else and I was super cranky and there was no reason for me to be cranky. It was a crazy week. I love our business. I love what we do. I love all of our people in our community, but I was just real cranky last week. So I gotta snap out of it.
What this means, y'all, is that she can't live without us. I mean,
I thought we already established that.
That is what it all boils down to.
So correct.
And we clearly can't live without you because we talked about you the whole time, right?
Samantha, even though I was snarky, like you text me something and I was like, well, I don't hate it. Like I was so snarky. How do you just slap me through the phone? Like,
wait, did you really say that?
We gave you grace. Yeah.
That is how I said it. And then I took a minute to process. Now, granted, it was a picture and there was no explanation with the picture. So I think that's also why I was snarky. Like, oh, that's how it's going. But 5 minutes later, I was like, okay, let me process this. Let me not be a jerk. Because you're my girls. But yeah, you guys are lucky you weren't around. I was real cranky, I guess.
Oh boy.
Poor Bill, hey? Yeah. That's
right. All right. So I'm going to say I have got all these things going on. We did not do our reset. So I'm resetting myself because I have got to get stuff done. So before we end this recording, I don't know about y'all, but we got to reset. So I am going to just
Wait, let me open up our list of goals here, guys. Let's write some things down.
Are you serious? Okay,
I'm
this is
serious.
getting
We
real.
didn't go over ours, so we might as well add just something little in there for ourselves to be accountable to.
All right. If y'all want to know what goes on in our Patreon, well, we're getting ready to see a little bit of it live. I know. Yeah, so while you're looking it up, I'll just keep going about my plan. I have got a lot of different shall we say chapters in a book that all need to be read and completed at the same time almost. So
A coloring book?
a coloring book, speaking of, that's actually on the list. So I have got to create, I started doing this last week. And after I did it at Libby's on Tuesday, we added more to my list. So I have got to separate these things into categories and then importance by time of what needs to get knocked out and get out there, because there are just some things that are time sensitive that need to get finalized and get done and get out there.
Okay, so I'm putting down here that your challenge is that you have many things on your plate, you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't know where to start. You're going to go through everything that you need to do and set priorities.
Yep. And I want to be excited about them again. I don't want to be, I just got myself so buried under it. Picture me and all these like to-do items on top of my head, and they just keep covering, and now you can't see me, and I'm just down there buried. That's how I felt when I woke up this morning. I was like,
So meanwhile, all right, so you're saying when you felt like that when you got up, like I keep having the thought, why do I have to sleep? Do I have to sleep today? Like how much sleep do I, like when I'm starting to like check myself, like when I'm starting to ask myself that question, something's got to give, right?
Yeah, that's a question I have actually never asked myself is, do I have to sleep? Yes. Like that's not questionable.
We're a different breed of person there, because I also ask myself that.
Thank you, Samantha.
Like I just need more hours in the day, and I feel like that's where I could take a few.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the only thing left. That's the only thing left. I pared down everything. I'm working so hard, and I don't have enough time.
Yeah, well,
and I'm excited about everything I'm doing, and I don't want to give any of it up. None of it.
Yeah.
Right. So Molly needs to get re-excited, and you are excited, but you don't have enough time.
Yeah, so I don't want to, that's why I had the Mayday to y'all this morning, because I don't want it to get so much over my head that it becomes a negative factor, because like we said, I love what I do. I mean, I am blessed to be able to use my love of art and creativity in our business, in the social media world, and anything we do to educate. I get to use my love of all of that and create cool things, right? So I think sometimes I put so much out there and then I go, what did I just commit to? But everything I've never, at least not recently, because I told myself I wasn't going to commit to things that weren't in my heart. I haven't committed to anything that aren't in my heart, that isn't in my heart. Right. So there's nothing that I have on my plate that isn't there because I love it and I want to do it. So I just got to organize it out, put it on a timeline, and then enjoy my journey down the timeline. There.
I like that.
If I had my mic and it wasn't attached, I'd drop it, but it's attached, so I can't. And it might hurt somebody's ears, so we're gonna hang on to it and leave it where it is.
All right. So what is that? All right. So you're talking about all of this. I'm, prioritizing, and then I'm putting it on the timeline. How are you actually going to put it on the timeline?
Well, I'm gonna do the prioritizing it, and when I prioritize, when I make my grouped lists, I'm gonna put due dates on those. And then when I go to make my list of 3 things that I do, like I always have my notebook, right? And then
Yeah,
I
that's
put,
what I'm saying. Like, set it up for us. Like, where are you writing this stuff? Like,
all right,
what
I
does
have
this
my
actually look
notebook.
like? The people want to know. The sea chatters want to know.
All right, people, I have my notebook, the people, and I am going to make my list grouped by projects with dates of when those things are due. Once I get all that set up and I look at the times, I'm going to take the soonest, right? The next due date coming up, and then I'm going to take my handy dandy sticky note and I'm going to put the first 3 on here, and that gets stuck right under my screen. It gets right down here where I am looking at it right here until those 3 items are done. When those 3 items are done, whoop, that goes. And then I'm going to go back to my book and my timeline and get the next 3 coming up soonest dates and put those 3 on. And I'm going to knock it out that way in groups of 3.
See, I'm
by
glad I
due date.
just asked you that because
I
I
am
do
too,
something
because
similar, but I don't have
Mhm.
dates on mine. Why don't I have dates on mine?
I don't know. So I don't always use dates, but I have a lot of things that, and I should use them more. I really should. But there are so many things that are time sensitive right now. I mean, we have upcoming dates of the reseller cruise, of there's just I've committed to a second coloring book to people who are sponsoring that. So I have got a lot that I need to get done with appointments, consultations with the sponsors, and getting that going prior to the reseller cruise, right? So there's just a lot of scheduled things, y'all. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you need to pop in and see it because Samantha just put a funny image of the reseller relaxation cruise with cruise crossed out and shipwrecked put across it. Because why, Samantha? Because you're going to be doing things.
I'm not going. I'm going to have another week like last week, apparently, and I'm going to be here alone. Only I'm going to make the best of it, and I'm going to have a lot of events in our Patreon, in our group, in the ListPerfectly. I'm basically not going to list all week, and I'm just going to get shipwrecked with everybody. We'll leave that open for interpretation on what that means. A lot of people think I'm going to be drunk all week, and I'm not denying that. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
And she's going to be wearing a grass skirt and coconut, so y'all don't want to miss that.
Well, I don't know about that, but I recently got some of these like tiki looking cups in, so we might have.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I think the idea of adding the dates came to me this time because there are so many dated deadlines right now that I have to meet.
Mm-hmm.
But that
I like that because I like it because you're not normally a date person, so I think that will help. And for me, I like it when you set goals that have timelines and dates. So
yes.
I think this is good.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's next on the chopping block? No,
so for myself, I was gonna say for all 3 of us, I just put as our challenge that we all have many things on our plates and we're feeling overwhelmed. Just boom, all 3 of us, same boat. We have a lot going on. For me, it's kind of the same thing, but I need to get back to my Google Calendar. For like last week, I had set my Google Calendar when we did our reset and did a bunch of stuff. And then it went off the freaking rails, even when you guys wanted me to go on that trip with you. And I said, I can't, I have a schedule. I have things I need to do here. It still ended up going off the rails. I actually probably put more miles on than you guys did traveling. It was ridiculously dumb. And continuing tonight. So when I get back tomorrow night from another thing I have to do, I am going to go through my Google Calendar and same thing, like set my priorities, but make sure that they're on in my time blocks and my days are filled up. Sleeping is on there. I literally, guys, I put dinner on my Google Calendar because otherwise it'll be like last week where I ate pizza and burgers all week because I didn't set aside time to cook dinner and do things as a family. So that's got to get back on my calendar. Yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel good when the calendar is all lined up and
Yes.
Yeah.
And even if you have to move and shuffle it, it's okay because it's on there and it's not going to get lost. You will get it done. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So I'm so struggling with this. So Molly was talking about different things with deadlines, and One of the things that we are taking on is something we're passionate about is we're going to be ambassadors for the Fearless Living Fund with Diane Lassans and her family. And also my other business, Consignment, we're hosting a big fundraiser. We do an annual fundraiser for Fearless. And I'm super passionate about it. I'm really excited about it. But the flip side of that is I am putting so much pressure on myself and so many expectations upon myself that it's crushing me. The weight of it is absolutely crushing me because, of course, when you're doing something like this, you want it to be the best it possibly can be. You feel like people are depending on you, watching you, right? Because it's public, it's online, everybody sees it. And you want it to be successful, for the people that you're fundraising for, but you also want it to be successful because you don't want to look like a flop. So I'm really struggling with the amount of pressure I am putting on myself to do all these little extra things to make it the best I can. And I don't know where that stop point is where it's enough.
Well, first of all, you do need to sleep. I feel like Bill has to tell me that, so I am telling you that.
Yep.
Sleep is good and your body needs it.
I think, Libby, I understand it. Obviously, I'm doing this with you. Like, I get we want to do the best that we can do, but that's all we ever do. We're never not going to do the best that we can do. So try not to add the extra pressure and just do what you normally do because you are always doing the best that you can do.
But I could do better. I could stay up an extra hour.
Why?
I could make another contact. I could.
Why? Why?
Because the best, you could always do better.
Does this support your yearly goal?
Yeah. I don't know. I have mixed things about this. You could always do better. All right. If you could always do better, how are you doing in your self-care?
Well, something's got to give, right?
No.
You could do better with your self-care.
Why does something have to give?
Because I don't have a hard and fast boundary for what's enough, right? Like I said, like my first thought is how much do I have to sleep? Can I cut out an extra hour of sleep? Because
you need to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
So I need 9 actually to be my best, but
okay, well,
she knows. Princess. Okay.
But I guess maybe I'm kind of going to answer my question here is I need to put that on the schedule and just have heart and whatever I can do in that time frame is what I can do.
Yeah.
And if you don't have enough in that time frame for those things, then something does have to give, but not to the point where you're taking away dinner and sleep and things to sustain your body. Otherwise, you're going to physically burn out as well.
I mean, you have to remember that in the scheme of things, your life is short.
Yeah.
And what is most important? And the more you run yourself ragged over stuff, I hate to say it, but the shorter your life is going to be most likely. Like, quit taking the years off your life and remember it's like you say this with your own children. To be the best mom that you can be, you take care of yourself when they're young so that you're able to take care of them. It's the same when I was taking care of my best friend in her last 3 months of her life. People had to remind me, you got to take care of you because you're taking care of her. Well, it's the same kind of thing with your business. If you go and feel like something else has got to give, no, there's got to be balance. Balance. I've said this to my son since he was 2 years old. The most important thing you can ever do is balance, balance, balance. Are there things I could cut and work more? Yeah, there are. But there's the things that I'm never going to cut because that part of what's there is too important in my life. I could work a heck of a lot more. I could, But I would not be a happy person if I did that, because I would be taking time away from my husband. I would be taking time away from my son, from doing the things that I enjoy doing, even if sometimes that means laying on the couch and watching The Housewives.
I mean, I feel like you could cruise a little less, though. I mean,
no,
She could. I mean, I'd be willing to sacrifice that on her behalf.
no. Listen, there were years and years I did not travel. My husband and I always said, when Cal goes off to college, those are our years and travel will become important. And it has become my now priority that I will spend a minimum of a month every year out west with my in-laws. I got to be with my nieces. Like, it's a priority to me. I've lost a lot of family, and therefore that's a priority. But I'm still going to always give my business, and you're part of, business with y'all and business with everything that I can give on the hours set aside for it. And remember, that's what we went through when I went with my schedule, Libby. If I'm giving X amount of time to C chats and I put that in my block schedule, whether I complete the actions in that time or not are not what's important. It's that I gave C chats 100% of everything I have during that block of time. That's the success. So you have to do that with every part of your life. Right?
Wow. Hearing this advice like directed at me instead of telling it to somebody else is really powerful.
We literally just spent an hour and a half saying this to other people. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's important that you have that time, or you're not going to be the best that you can be for us. And if you're not going to give us our best, we don't want you.
And you have to take care of me, Libby. You have to take care of yourself so you can take care of this mess over here.
Right? Oh, so wait, this is all self-serving, so I can I can serve you. That was my word of intention today, was serve. So here you go.
Thank you. Really, if you could just think about me in this whole process, I think we would be better off. Yeah.
In the end, it all circles back around to Samantha and I. I mean, it's just how it always is.
All right. Thanks. That's really, this is more helpful than you can imagine. All right. So what that looks like, I know what I need to do, and I need to balance. So I think, as you guys all know, I'm working on boundaries a lot in my personal life and my business life, just all around boundaries this year. I think this is going to have to be a hard and fast boundary, is where I have my time blocked literally on my Google Calendar, like block my sleep. And that work does not come or sleep or dinner time or family time, or I think I just need to, those are my boundaries, and I will have my work hours
upstairs with you. I mean, other than you right now in that room, but like, have you been bringing anything up after hours?
Oh yeah.
What was the thing that you said when you moved into that house that you weren't going to do?
Oh, it wasn't going to work up here. It's my dog's fault. I have an excuse.
Oh, Chummy, you can't blame it on sweet little Chummy.
Blame it on the itty bitty teeny weeny puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but I do that. Yes, I am guilty of absolutely bringing up things. Nothing resides up here, but I will bring it up and work on it, and then bring it back down.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Block time. Stick with the blocked time. And that, like what Molly said, that makes so much sense when you say it like that, because that's how I treat the basement. I was always like, oh my God, I got to put this tote of stuff away. This inventory has to do this. I need to go through this many totes. I need to. And when I switched it to every day at 3:00, I spend half an hour in the basement. It doesn't matter how much I got done or what. Sometimes I get done more than I thought I was going to. And sometimes it's less, but I still spent that half hour of time down there. I wasn't distracted. I wasn't trying to work on anything else. I was just doing stuff in my basement. So yeah, it makes sense when you just dedicate that time, regardless of what that looks like.
And let me put one more thing to you, hard and fast. I'm just going to tell you like it is. You're worried about the upcoming fundraiser that we're doing for Fearless Living Fund, which is our dear friend Diane and her husband Rick and Jen. If I called them right now and told them what you were doing to yourself, would they be happy? No, they would not. They want you. Look, see, Samantha's already texting them right now.
Don't tell them.
No, they absolutely would not be happy. They would be upset with you if they knew you were putting this much pressure on yourself for this fundraiser. This fundraiser is going to be wonderful, and whatever we bring in is funds that would not have been brought in otherwise for this event.
Right.
We're going to publicize it. We're going to get it out there, and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a wonderful community-based event. So stop putting all the pressure on you, because if you continue it, I'm going to allow Samantha to call Diane and tell on you.
I have Jen's number too. I'm just saying.
And Jen.
Boy.
I'm going to call them both.
Yeah, I just need to put myself in the mindset that, you know, I'm going to put this amount of time aside. I'm actually going to get back to what I know works for me, set that timer, and that is the time I'm going to spend on it. And that will be the best I can do and take care of myself at the same time. Will it be everything that all these great ideas I have and everything wonderful I want it to be?
It will be what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, you want to put more in and you want to do more and you want to do more, but it's setting you up to not be happy with the stuff that you are doing. So if you set those time blocks and set those boundaries, you may not do as much as you think you can do or all these crazy things, but you're at least going to be putting quality time into what you are doing, and you can be proud and happy with what you are getting accomplished. Because right now, all three of us are in a state of mind that even though some things are getting done, we're not happy with anything we're doing right now. It's just blah.
Right. All right. This is really good. This is really, really good stuff. All right. And then I feel like I'm in confession now. Like I need to confess something. So I am beating myself up, just absolutely disgusted with myself because, and again, this goes back to the fundraiser because it is something that we do annually, right? And I should have been working on it in small chunks, which I know works for me and for building momentum. Have I? No, I haven't.
So
I got away from that. I'm beating myself up about it. I'm like, I can't believe I did this. And now I'm in this position where I don't work well under pressure. I don't like working under pressure. I don't ever procrastinate things. So this is really just, I'm feeling a lot of guilt and a lot of failure over the fact that I was not as consistent all year as I should have been. And I'm carrying that around and I just can't seem to shake it. And I think that might be one of the things that's kind of just weighing me down.
What would you say to me if I told you I felt guilty?
Just keep moving forward. Guilt is a useless emotion. Like there is nothing positive ever going to come over guilt.
All right. Now look in the screen and say that to yourself.
Libby, there is nothing positive that is going to come from that. Guilt is a completely useless emotion and it holds us back.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, feeling guilty is not going to make this fundraiser any better. Moving forward, doing what you can now is what's going to help this fundraiser. And it's a fundraiser. As much as you can put into it, you can. Otherwise, it's okay. Yeah. Learn from it and then put your baby steps back in place afterwards so that this doesn't happen again.
And just celebrate the fact that your partner in crime over here that's doing the sale with you is the world's biggest procrastinator and thrives under pressure. So it's going to all balance out. We got this.
I can't believe, Molly, that you're the one having this is such a role reversal episode. It's just we're living in a twilight zone, like we said before we started recording. This is a twilight zone. Right?
I don't like to be vulnerable and talk like this. It's super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel the same way when you start setting goals for me. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really uncomfortable. The only time I talk like this is usually in our book club, where we often forget that we're doing private recordings that people are going to watch. And it, for all of us, I'm not just talking about me, for all of us in there, we end up just forgetting that it's recorded and really, going deep.
Well, so if you want to see some deep thoughts from the Monday night times, go into Consignment Chat's community on Facebook and join our private book club and go watch the last videos. They're in a vault hidden away, but they're out there and you can see them if you join our book club.
Oh, Lord. And if
Speaking
you're
of
listening
which,
on
okay.
podcast, you're missing watching Libby squirm in her seat during all of this. You should be watching on YouTube too.
Normally I'm the one fidgeting and she's over there fidgeting now. So yes.
So I'm gonna that since we're talking about book club, one of the the slight edge is amazing, and the reason why I know that doing a little bit every day works, and I was beating myself up, 5 minutes ago about this, is because I know doing a little bit every day works. It's not a big heroic effort, and last year I had done that for the fundraising events where I literally spent a minimum of 5 minutes every day doing it, and it was no big deal. We just had everything was ready. We did the event. We've done this a million times. 5 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
Some point during the move, that 5 minutes a day fell off my calendar, and I just couldn't pick that momentum back up. So practical things that I am going to do is it's actually going on my Google task list. I have my slight edge things, and it is on there to spend all year 5 minutes a day on these events that we do, along with a lot of other things I'll spend 5 minutes on every day. But yeah,
there's a lot of 5 minutes in the day. And you can
Lots of
still
5
get 9
minutes.
hours of sleep.
Yeah, ask Molly. I've been doing 5 minutes of Canva, cleaning up our Canva every day. It's pretty
Oh,
clean.
what a difference it has made, my friends. What a difference it has made. Her 5 minutes a day has saved me a 15 minutes time when I go to create something and don't have to weed through all the photos.
I'm going to need something on my task list because it's cleaned up. I don't know.
Ooh, you're already going to have extra time.
Yeah.
Right?
How about that?
See? Look at that.
Ta-da!
Boom, done.
All right,
On the bottom of the screen, it says join our Patreon. And I just want to say, we talked about book club. We've been talking about our lives and the motivation minutes we do in the morning and all these things. We're also going to have a ListPalooza in a couple weeks. That is something that we had to put off for a little bit, but we are going to do it. All of these things are going to be in our Patreon. Some are going to be free, like book club and ListPaloozas and fun things like that. Some of them have a little bit of a fee because we do put our time into them and we do want a little bit out of it to keep the lights on, so to say, keep the listings in the paloozas, or however that should work.
Oh, I like that.
I don't even know if that made sense, but so make sure to join our Patreon, because although we have our private Facebook community, which we love, and we post things there, some things Facebook just makes weird. And the Patreon is very easy for us to have those deep conversations and those deep things, even if it's in a free area. We know that people's consigners and their clients and their store customers and stuff like that aren't going to see anything in the Patreon. It's not out there in weird Facebook land. So make sure that you join that for free. You can join for free. If that wasn't clear enough, please, everybody,
we have to pay to join Patreon?
and join the Patreon. There will be lots of free things in there that aren't going to be in our Facebook group. So go.
Yes.
Now.
It's free, right?
It's free. just do it. I mean, you can also pay us money, but there's free things.
Right.
I like free.
You don't have to, but you're welcome to. But yeah, at least very much so do the free. ListPalooza, speaking of, did a little date change, April 18th through the 20th. So we had it set up for Easter weekend, not realizing I wasn't thinking and didn't look at the full calendar when I set that up. So we have rescheduled.
Well, and it didn't matter, even if it had been a different weekend. Last week just went crazy. So
yeah, it just went crazy.
Sometimes we have to set our boundaries and change things, and that's fine.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Do you guys feel better now?
I do.
I do too. I'm ready to give a good cheers because I got a list I need to work on.
I need Libby to actually say the words that she feels better. Like, do you actually feel better, Libby?
It was just a little.
That was like a.
All right, I do feel better about where I'm going, but I didn't do my shipping yet today. Like, I like to do my shipping first thing in the morning, and it's eating at me. Like, as we speak, I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta do that, and now I gotta drive to the post office because the mailman already picked up. And
so we're gonna look a toast, and you're gonna go ship your pants, right?
I am.
Yes. I believe you can ship your pants.
I can ship my pants. Yep.
All right, before we toast, you guys stop, put a thumbs up, hit the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you've done it. Please give us comments of any suggestions you may have had from this crazy, crazy breakdown of our crazy, crazy lives. Maybe you've had the same experiences. Maybe you have other little goodies to tell us. Samantha is sharing her.
I just like distracting you guys with this beautiful coloring book that Molly made every time we are on screen.
If you have not gotten your copy of the Reseller Coloring Book, please do that. You can go right into Amazon and put in the Reseller Coloring Book. This is issue number 1. I am already in works on the second one. So get busy before number 2 comes out. And we are in the middle of a coloring contest. Oh, wait, sorry. The coloring contest will be over by the time you see this one, won't it?
Yes, we can't. I mean, you can still hashtag the Reseller Coloring Book thing, whatever our hashtag was. But this boot makes me so happy. Like when on the page about the bins, and it's like, where in the heck is that other shoe? It doesn't say that, but that's what I asked her to put on there, and she made it like nice.
All right, guys. Until next time, when our lives are more organized and we're back in the game.
Cheers. Let's do this. Cheers. Thanks for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we build a resourceful community of collaborative resellers. Find all the ways to connect with us on consignmentchats.com. Episodes are available on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. In addition, join our free private Facebook community.